Hello everybody, this is Prodigy Mini Golf in East Hampton, Massachusetts. My name is Jeff, I am the creator of the course, and in the past I've done playthroughs of this course in what we call standard mode, which is getting the lowest score and trying to do the best as possible to get the lowest score possible. But today I kind of want to go over what used to be called co-op mode, but now it's officially called objectives mode. It can be played co-op, so it technically is a co-op game, but it can also be played solo or one player, which wouldn't make sense calling it co-op mode. So we're just going to call it objectives mode and kind of go over the rules, let you know how it works. And today I'm going to go over the solo or the one player mode, which is the most difficult version of objectives mode. And then when you start adding more people to the team, it becomes a little bit easier because more players can accomplish the objectives. But let's go over how this game works, and then we'll play through and show you how it works. All right. So, like I was saying, the idea is objectives. So there are 7 objectives to this mode. So there is an actual different scorecard for this. So you have to come get that at the front desk. The standard mode scorecards are out on the course. But again, just come to the front desk and we'll explain how to play this mode and give you the card for it. All right, so let me put the club down here. So the idea, like I said, there are 7 objectives to be made on every hole, and for every objective you do not complete is 1 point. And then at the end of the hole, any objectives you don't complete add up, and then that is your score for that hole, being the most being 7, but you can actually get a 0 on a hole, which is different than the standard mode, obviously. So it is possible, not likely at all, but it is very possible to get a 0 on the course with objectives mode. So the 7 objectives are right here. So let's kind of go over those. So one of the objectives, or the very first one, is called exactly 4. So that is actually making the putt making it in the cup in exactly 4 strokes. So it seems the most easy, and as you'll see as we go on, that is the one objective that seems to be the most prevalent objective to create or to make. So second objective is called on-off green, meaning the ball needs to go on the green and off the green at some point during your strokes. It can be on the green in one stroke and off green on the second stroke, or in the same stroke the ball can go up and off the green. And what we mean by the green is the raised area. So anything that it's where the cup is, and any ramp that goes up to an elevated level, that is the green. So the ball has to go on the green and off the green. There's also a standard rule: the ball has to cross the top part of the ramp to the green. So it can't just, the ball can't roll up to the edge and roll down. It has to be up here, and most likely it'll hit something to come back down. And of course it's up to you. You be the judge on this. This isn't really a tournament mode. This is just more for fun and to see what you can do. Third objective is sink ball from off the green, meaning the ball needs to start from off the green and you need to make it in the cup from off of the green. So the ball cannot be on the green, it has to be off the green, and you have to make it in with that same stroke. The fourth objective is sink ball from rail bounce, meaning the ball needs to bounce off a rail before it goes in the cup during that stroke. So when the point of contact to the ball, you hit it, before it goes in the cup it has to hit a rail, not in a previous putt, but the exact putt that you make in the cup has to hit a rail or an edge or a wart, which is right here, or any obstacle, not a rough or anything, but an actual hard obstacle has to hit there to go in. And again, we're going to play through this so you'll kind of see. Those are the solo objectives, meaning if anybody in the team makes these, it's great, it's crossed off the list. And then there's team objectives or collective objectives. So everyone on the team has to get, this is the fifth objective, has to get 6 or under. So nobody in the group can get a 7 or a stroke out. Everybody has to get a 6 or lower. If everyone accomplishes that on the team, or of course in in solo mode, the one player plays that as well. 6 or under, so no 7s. No spacing is the 6th objective, meaning if the ball is against a rail, you cannot use the club to space it from the rail. You have to hit it wherever it lies. If you do use spacing, or if anybody on the team uses spacing to get away from the wall, because sometimes you kind of have to, but if you don't use spacing, you get that crossed off. And then no out of bounds is the final objective, which is probably the easiest of all of them. No ball can go out of bounds at any point during these strokes. So you accomplish all 7 of those and you get a 0 on the hole. For any of these objectives to count, you have to sink it in 7 or less, meaning it's still a max 7 course. So if your 7th stroke does not make it in the cup, none of the objectives count. Meaning, even if you didn't go out of bounds and you didn't use spacing, none of these objectives count. So if anyone on the team strokes out, we call it, which is 8 or above, or it doesn't make it in 7, none of their objectives that they completed or attempted to complete count. So that's the rules. That's pretty much everything. So let's kind of start out. I'm going to play very risky. So normally I play this, I don't know, a little bit more conservatively, because you can take risks, but sometimes as you play through the course, you're going to see opportunities where I could just make it, get out of it. Like, so, if I want to make sure I get that 6 and under and I don't have an opportunity to bounce it off a rail and in, I'm just going to put it in knowing that my rail bounce doesn't count, but I still made it in the 6 and under, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we'll probably come across many of these points during the game. So hole 1. So every hole has its own strategies for all these objectives. My goal for every single hole today, just to show you, I am going to try for a 0 on every hole. And then if I can't accomplish it, and obviously one of the goals is make it in 4. So my 4th putt needs to be from off the green, hit a rail and go in, and obviously 4 or less, or exactly 4, and no out of bounds, no spacing from the wall, and 6 or under. Obviously if you get 4, it's obviously 6 and under. So that's your way to get a 0. So hole 1, this is how I'm going to try this. I'm going to strike it from here. I'm actually going to try to get it up onto the green, hit the rail, and come off the green in 1 stroke, just to kind of give me, like, I've already gotten on and off the green if I can accomplish that. So let's see if I can do that first, because that is a good thing to cross off the list. All right, I like to hit it pretty hard. All right, on and off the rail, or on and off the green, I did that, so that's good. So what I want to do is set up myself for a 4th stroke where it's about right here. This is where I want to be on this hole, to be able to strike it off this back rail and make it in. So for me, at least, you might have your own strategy in this, but this is my goal, is to get the ball to right here. So that was 1 stroke. This needs to be my 4th stroke. So I have 2 strokes to get the ball to just sit right there. So I'm going to try that first, and then I'll get another chance if I don't get it close enough. And obviously you want to hit it hard enough so it doesn't stick to the rail, because then you're not going to be able to hit it out. But these warts do help. Instead of, like, if your ball gets stuck against the rail, you can't use spacing, or again, you just can't cross that one off. You have to hit it against the rail and hit it into a wart to pop it out. So, all right, let's see here. So I'm going to try to get this as close as possible. All right. So that was 3. So this is set up for 4. So at this point, it's off the green. I want to go off that rail and in. So that's the whole idea here. So let's see if I can accomplish that. I missed. Okay. So now I'm on my 5th stroke. So that exactly 4 is not going to count anymore. So at this point, I'm thinking, all right, I'm not going to make it from off the green. So I can, again, this is 5, I can knock it off of here for 6, and then, or for 5, I can knock it off here, and then my 6th stroke could be from off the green and bank it off the back for a 6, which would accomplish the 6 and under. But again, that's a big risk, because then if I definitely don't make it, I lose a lot. So I'm gonna try for a 5 here and bank it off the rail and make it in. So that's a strategy here, just to kind of stop the bleeding. Okay, so again, I got 5, so I did not accomplish the exact 4, but I bounced it off the rail to make it in, but I didn't make it from off the green, but I accomplished everything else. So this hole, I got a 2. That's how you score it. So hopefully that's not too confusing. We're gonna keep going through these. Once you play it a few times, or even just one time through, you get it. You know, I've played it enough now where I fully understand it. I don't even need to keep score. I can just, like, you know, I know what I've gotten. So, all right, so hole 2. The idea here, since the green is in the middle, if you can hit it up off this edge and make it just get on the green and off the green, there's one objective accomplished right there quickly. So in the past with standard mode, I try to leave it for the hole-in-one. You don't really want a hole-in-one because that would not count for, I think that would end up being like a 3 or a 4 if you get a hole-in-one. So just gonna hit it nice and hard. All right, so it's on the green, off the green. There's one objective met. With this hole, I like to try to get the ball about right here, because at this point I want to bang it so my fourth hit should bang off that rail, kind of come up this wall or this ramp and in. So that's one strategy that I try to take. So I'm just gonna, you know, take my time and really set myself up for good placement. So that's a little far. I kind of want the ball a little bit more over here. Because if you can get it out even like further over here, you can just go directly off that rail and in. But actually, you know what, this time I'm gonna go off this rail because it's a little bit easier. So that was 3. I could just, you know, save my strokes because I'm just wasting strokes to try to get in position. And if I made it, I wouldn't get my exact 4. So again, I'm playing a very risky mode where I'm trying to get 0. So normally I wouldn't do this as much, but again, I want to show you how this works. So, okay. Well, it came back a little further than I wanted. So, all right, here we go. So for 4, I want to bank it off the rail, from off the green and in for a 0. There it is, 0. I got a 0 on this hole. And that's good. So, all right, that's that strategy. Hole 3. Hole 3 is starting to get into the longer holes, so you just want to kind of get to the green as fast as possible so that you can get on and off the green and get in position for that 4th shot to bank it off the rail. So I'm going to try to send it up there. If you have any questions about this course, if this is your first strategies video that you've watched or playthrough, please watch the standard playthrough video first, just to get an idea of the course. Or if you've played this course before, it really helps to understand before you watch this video, because this is a little bit more complicated to understand. Okay. There we go. And what's interesting too, because I don't want a hole-in-one. Like, that's the weirdest part about this mode, is like a hole-in-one is a very high score and you don't want that. Okay, so that's 1. So I'm gonna try to nail it off the back wall and send it back down. And sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes I'll try to do that and the ball will accidentally go in. Then it's like, all right, well, you know, I guess that was good in standard mode, but again, not good in objectives mode. Okay, so that was 2. So for 3, I'm gonna just kind of place it here. I want the ball to be right here, because what I'm gonna end up doing is go 1 rail, 2 rails, and in, because there really isn't a good way to go off this back and make it in. It's a little too skinny here, and you don't want to mess with this rough. I don't know if you can see it on the videos very well, but you don't want to have to putt over this rough to hit that back rail. So again, I want to leave it here and do a double rail and make it in. That's what I usually try to do. Okay. All right, so again, I want to go right rail, back rail, and in for 4. And that would be a 0. Not hard enough. Okay, so that was for 4. So this is for 5. I'm still gonna try to go off the rail. I'm not gonna try to go off the green. I usually don't try to do that, even though I guess it would be good, but the risk is just too high. Even though I said I was going to play a risky mode, I kind of want to play smart as well. Okay, so the only objectives I did not complete were exactly 4 and hitting it from off the green. So yeah, so I think that was a 2. Let me just make sure here. Yeah, the exact 4 I did not get, and I didn't strike it from off the green, but I made it on and off the green, and I made it in 5. So okay, so that was a 2. It's not bad. All right, this hole, I want to try to use the shortcut here because I want to get on and off this green as fast as possible. If I went around this way, it's just there's too many strokes to have to try to get on and off the green. So I want to be able to get the ball here and either stop or on the green and down. If it misses the green and hits it directly on the rail, I didn't cross this line, which, you know, again, it's up to you if you can kind of see this. You know, use your own judgment for whether you get it on the green or not. But hopefully you can, you know, you won't come across too many difficult decisions. Okay, let's see here. So it's definitely on the green. It's on the green. All right, so that was 1. So now I want to put it off the green, and I don't want it to go over here too far because I want to kind of hit here. And then for my 3rd shot, I want to kind of leave it here so that I can hit it off this back rail and into the cup. So let's see how that works. All right, that worked very well. So on and off the green, completed. Now I am close to the rail, but I think I'm close enough and I don't have to hit it very hard where I want to kind of leave it right here. So let's see if I can kind of do that. Okay, that'll work, that'll work. All right, here we go. So I want to bang it off the rail and into the cup from off the green to get a 0. Oh. All right, so I'm just going to try to bank it off the rail and in for 5, which would give me a 2 in the end. So let's see if I can do that. Nope. Uh-oh. Okay. So that was for 5. This is for 6. If I don't make this, I don't get the 6 or under. So is it, you know, risky to bank it off the rail, or do I just put it in? So, you know, again, I said I was going to play risky, but at the same time, I want to play smart. So I'm actually just going to put it in. Okay, so that was 6. So I got my 6 and under. The objectives I did not complete were the exact 4, making it from off the green and off the rail. So that was a 3. So I got a 3 on this hole. All right, let's move on to 5. 5, this is one of the holes where there's a major risk of going out of bounds. And as a team, you really don't want to do that, because if you go out of bounds, the whole team loses that objective. So what I do is I use the side track over here. And with this, so I don't think any playthroughs of the standard mode do I ever use this side. So this is actually kind of good. I want to hit this rail first. So you hit this rail, hit here. You want to kind of leave the rail or the ball here to get it out to here. So let's try that first, and then we'll work on how we did from here. Ooh, I didn't hit that. Oh, I hit the orange first. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. One idea is for the second putt, you want to kind of leave it on this side, because what you want to do is get it on the rail or onto the green, hit the rail and roll it off and hit this rail here. Because if you try the on and off the green over here, you're going to roll all the way back and it's going to be caught back here. This hole does have a slant, a little slant back, so you just don't want to be here, because this isn't where you want to try to get the exact 4. I think that would be very difficult. So, you know, I'm going to try to go off this rail, off that rail, and I'm going to try my hardest to leave it on this side so that I can aim for that back rail. So let's see how I do. All right, I think that's accomplished. All right, so I want to go off this rail and bounce it back, and I want it to hit this and try to bounce out far enough so that I have a shot to bank it off the rail and into the hole. Oh no, oh no, okay. Ooh, that's gonna be rough. Yeah, you want to avoid this wart right there. Yeah, all right. So, let's see what we can do here. All right, let's bank it off that back. Did not accomplish it. All right, so I'm just gonna try to bank it off this left side and score out. Okay, so that's good. So the only thing I didn't accomplish was making it from off the green and exactly 4. So that's not too bad. But I banked it off the rail, still made it and under everything, went on and off the green, so that was a 2. That's not horrible. All right, here we go. So hole 6. I want to hit this hard enough to where it goes off of the green. So I'm gonna hit it on the green and off the green. So that'll be my initial first objective completed, right over there. So let's just get that out of the way, because every other way is very difficult on this. Okay, we're on and off. So for my 4th shot, so this is one of the holes that's very difficult, very, very difficult to go off the rail and in. So whether I'm able to do that or not would rely on getting the ball to stay right here, and you want to go off that back rail and in. So I'm going to try to leave my 4th putt for right here. So this is 2, and this hole does kind of slant back that way, so I kind of want to, you know, leave it out from the rail a little bit more. So I'm actually going to overhit it to leave it away from the wall. Actually, that's almost perfect to go off the rail, off the back. You know what? Okay, so since I'm in a perfect scenario right here, I'm gonna try this, because I don't usually try for off the rail on this one because it's so risky. If you miss that wall, you go down there and it's just not good. So I'm actually gonna try this. If I make this, I get it in 3, so I won't complete the exactly 4 objective, but it'll still count for everything else, so I'd still get a 1, which is great. So let's just try that. Oh yeah, that's why I don't try that. Whew, okay. Well, this will be for 4. If I can bank it off the rail and make it, then, you know, I get my 0. So, all right, here we go. Let's try this out. Nope. Oh no. Oh, this might be the first 7. All right, so I'm just gonna try to, so this is my 5th stroke, and I really need to get it in 6 or under, so I'm just gonna get it up onto this green and just try to make it in 6, just to get out, because again, if you get 7, then you don't get that 6 or below, and then if you don't make it in 7, you get a 7 and no objectives are completed. So that's the worst of it. So you just want to at least make it in 6 or 7, and again, this will be for 5. I guess I'll try to go off the rail and make it, but I'm also going to try to get the ball to sit on the green so that I can just put it in if I need to. Nope. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. All right. Here we go. This is definitely risky. I'm going to try to make it. I'm just going to try to do it, and hopefully we don't stroke out. So this will be for 6 from off the green, which is, you know, one of the objectives. So, oh, and there it goes. So I got to try to make it from here with no spacing. Actually, you know what? Just because I am going to space to give myself just a little bit more of a chance, because if I don't make this, it's a 7, and at least spacing, if I make it, I think I'll end up getting a 2 or so. Let me see, I'll have to add it up. Ah, yep, so there it is, 7. 7. All right, well, that's just the way that goes. We move on. 7. hole 7 this time. With this one, you just want to try to get it as close to the green as possible so you can get on and off. This one's a little bit easier to make it from off the green and the rail, so just because the cup is so close to a rail, you're going to kind of figure that out after a while. Like the cups that are closer to rails are the ones you really plan, and it's a lot easier to bank it off that rail. So let's try this. Okay, that was good. All right, so let's just get it on and off the green. Okay, good setup. I like to come back this way, so I'm gonna just put it straight just slightly. All right, cool. So let me just go off this rail and see if I can make it for a 0 to make up for the last hole. Oh no, oh no. That's awkward. All right, well, let's try this off the rail again. Actually, you know what? Does it make sense for me to put it off and to make it from off the green and hit the rail? Yeah, because this would be for 5 and that would be for 6. You know what? No, it's not worth it. Okay. So the objectives I did not complete was making it from off the green, and because I made it on and off the green. Oh, and the exact 4. So those are the only 2 objectives I did not complete. So therefore, that's a 2. All right, hole 8. I played this hole very differently, mainly because my regular standard mode, I try to leave the ball over here because I can space away from this rail and leave it here, and I've got a good shot right up the middle there. But since I don't want to space, I don't want to use that, I'm going to send the ball this way. So the whole idea is to leave the ball right here. That's the idea, or at least in this line right here, so that I can bank it up on the green, and I'm a 3rd shot, send it down here, and the 4th off the rail and in. That's the idea. So let's try it. This is very touchy though. Ooh, I don't know if that was hard enough. It was not hard enough. All right. All right, let's just get it out. If I can get it to here, that would be good. I don't know if this angle will work. Ooh, it's a little close to a rail. All right, so that was 2. This will be for 3. I'm gonna try my hardest to get it on the green and off the green. That is a big idea. Now, the risk is if I send it this way and come back, this hole does lean this way a little bit, so it's gonna hug this rail, and I'm sure it's gonna be here, but at least, you know, along this rail, I still have a chance of banking it off that back. So I'm just gonna try to do this as best as possible here without carrying it. I don't know if I can do this. Nope. And I can't space. Yeah, it's not worth rolling back down because that's just too risky. So I'm, so that was for 4, or that was for 3. So this will be for 4. I can't get my club behind this to make it in. So if I end up hitting it, it'll be a 5, and then maybe I can go off the rail. But I can't get behind this. I don't know. I think it's too risky. It'll just go against this rail again. So I'm going to use spacing. All right, so there's one objective gone. I'm going to use that so that I can bank it off this rail to make it. See if that works. Yes, okay, that worked well. So objectives I did not complete were spacing. I used it. I did not get it exactly 4, and I did not make it from off the green, and I didn't go on and off the green, so I think that's a 4. I'll check my scoring later, but yeah, that wasn't a great hole, but at least I made it and got out of it, because that one is very, very tough. This one, similar to my regular standard mode, I want to get it out to that fairway there in 2, so that I've got a good lineup eventually for 4 and off that rail. I'll show you the green rail is very difficult to bounce off the back, but hopefully we'll get there in time and see if we can make it. Okay, there's 1. Okay. Sweet, for 2. I need to go on and off the rail, or on and off the green, sorry. Yep, so on and off the green, and if I leave it over here, it's fine. As you can see, this is very difficult. These are angled very weird, so I kind of want to, I mean, there's not much planning in this, but I'm going to try to go on and off the green and leave it over here, and just hope that I can bank it off one of those without hitting the edges of the wart. Okay. All right, here we go. So for 4, I want to bank it off that rail and in. If I do that, I get my 0. Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. Oh, I'm making up for that 7 now. All right, hole 10. I use very similar strategy here as I do for standard mode. I want to bank it off that back and leave it right here so that I've got a good shot for 2 to make it here, to go on and off the rail, or on and off the green, leave it over here, bank it off the back rail, make it in for 4. That is the idea. Let's see. I hope this is making sense now. The more I do this, oh, way too hard. Ooh. But yeah, like, again, the more you play this, the easier it gets. I'm gonna putt it lightly, and I'm gonna try to bank off this rail to leave it about right here so that I've got a good hit. Now, I don't wanna go on and off the green on this side, because if this rolls down, it goes all the way back here, and you actually have the possibility of getting stuck in here. You don't want that. So you kinda wanna go on and off the green on this side. So I'm gonna try to get here and just try to hit it to that side, but let's see what I can do here. Okay, that's good. All right, I'm gonna try not to make it, but I'm gonna try to skip over the hole, hit the back, send it over there. Let's see if I can do this. Well, okay. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I think there were 2 objectives I did not complete on that. So I did not go on and off the green, and I did not get it in 4. Though 3 is good, I guess. So yeah, that ended up being a 2. So there we go. All right. So speeding along here. This whole same strategy as standard mode. I want to leave my ball right here so that I've got a good strike up, get it onto the green, put it off the green, leave it down here, and then bank it off the rail and make it in for 4. That's the idea. Oh, a little hard. Hopefully it'll hit and come back. Oh no. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Whew, I got lucky. So hopefully this can get the angle here. Oh, it won't get the speed. Nope. Okay, so that was not on the green. Like I said, it did not cross this line, so I still need to go on and off the green. So I'm going to try to hit the green and come this way, because going off the rail to try to make it on this side is very difficult. I'd rather have this side. So again, I'm going to try to go off that back rail and leave it over here. There we go. Stay off that rail. Oh, that's perfect placement. That's awesome. All right, so from here, I'm gonna try to go off this wart right here. Go off this wart and in. Hopefully I won't go over that spill, because that would just, I don't know, that would not be good. But let's see if I can make it off that wart. Oh no, oh no. Oh, and it's against the rail. So that was for 4. This would be for 5. You know what? Something seems weird here. I think I can put it against this. It'll probably leave it out here. Maybe I'll try to leave it here, and I'll try to go off the rail again for 6. So let's see. I don't know if that's possible. I could go off this rail, but no, I can't get a 7 on this. So I'm just gonna put it in for 6. So I got that 6 and under. Okay, so I got 6 and under. So the only things I didn't accomplish was off the rail, making it from off the green, and exactly 4. So that was good, because I just decided to putt that one out. So that's a 3 on that one. Not bad. All right, 12. Same as regular standard mode. I want to try to put it up that side or the top there to get it onto that green area, and then we'll work from there. This one has too many possibilities in it, so I don't try to plan too ahead. I just try to get it over there, and if I don't, then this one, I think of all the holes, 12 is the most possible, or the most easy to get a 7, as opposed to hole 6, which I think is also, that's probably the second easiest to get a 7. So, all right, made it through. That's good. All right, and it wasn't on the rail, or it wasn't against the rail, which is good. All right, so I'm gonna try to set myself up to try to get the ball here, I guess. Because what I'd like to try to do, how can I do this? Because in order to set up a 4 from off, so if I get the ball here, I'll be able to go off this wart and in for 4. So, and this will be my second putt, and I still got to go on and off the green, so that's gonna be very difficult. But I don't really have any other choices here. I can't really slam it, because if I slam it, it might go on and off the green, which is good, but if I end up down here, it's just gonna send me and possibly hook myself up with a 7 here. So I'm just gonna kind of try to get out. All right. Oh man, I don't think I can get on and off the green here. All right, I'm gonna take a risk here. So that was for 2. This will be for 3. All right, I'm gonna try to go off this back rail, hit this wart, and go on and off the green, and then I'm gonna try to bank it off that back rail and in from off the green for a 0. So that's the strategy. Let's see if I can pull it off. Nope. All right, on and off the green. I accomplished that. This was not what I wanted. Shoot. Interesting. So this would be for 4. All right. So I think if I hit it like here. So the whole idea is I need to get it up here. So again, if you haven't watched a standard playthrough, please do that first, or play the course with standard first so that you know the course, because this might make no sense to you otherwise. So at this point, I want to kind of hit it here. And I think, let's see here. I think if I hit it about right here, I can get it up over that, over the top. Nope, I did not. So that was 4, but at least it's out there. So this will be for 5. Oh man, I hit that lip. Woo-wee. Oh geez. Oh no. All right, so it's a save face here. I'm gonna try to leave the ball here to try to put it in from off the green for 7, which wouldn't give me all objectives, but it would give me a bunch, and it'll at least count the objectives if I make it in 7. So, okay. All right. So if I make it from off the green, I could try to go off the rail to make it, but it's just not even a risk I want to take right now. So I just need to make this for 7. Well, for 7 strokes. Oh no. All right, well, that is officially a 7. So if I would have made that, so I would have made it from off, so the objectives I wouldn't have completed was making it from off a rail, that's 1, exactly 4, that's 2, and 6 and below, 3. So if I would have made it from off here, it would have only been a 3. So I would have taken that, that would have been great, but that wouldn't have happened, or that didn't happen. So I ended up getting a 7 on it. Oh well. All right, so 13. If you watched my latest playthrough video, you've seen my new strategy for this hole is to hit it off here, send it down there. So this one's pretty standard. I'm just gonna get the ball down there and set myself up for a 4 off the rail, off the green. Ooh, stay off that rail. Okay. Well, at least I have enough putts. So my idea would be to leave it here, okay? So that I can bounce off that rail in 4 to go in. I need to be on and off the green still. So I can't get it on and off the green with the position it's in right now. So I'm gonna try to bank it off this wall to just get it out a little bit more. Hopefully I'm gonna try like a spin to see if I can do it. Okay, that was good. All right, so that was for 2. For 3, I want to bank it off this back wall, send it out here. I want the ball exactly where it is right now. That's the idea. Not bad. All right, so now I just want to bank it off, and this is gonna be very difficult because this wart has some angles on it. I want to bank it off this and make it in. If I accomplish that, that's a 0. Nope. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't make it easy. You know what? So for 5, you know what? Now, I'm just gonna put it off this rail and try to make it in and get out of this one. Oh no. Oh, and it's against the rail. Oh, that's really bad. So that would have been for 5. This will be for 6. There's no way I can make it being that close to the rail. So I'm gonna sacrifice because I want that 6. I'm gonna space it so I don't get spacing, and I'm just gonna make it. Okay, so the objectives I did not complete were putting it from off the green. I didn't make it off a rail. I did not, I used spacing, so that's that one. And then the exact 4 I did not get. So I actually get a 4. So, all right, that was, oh man, that was bad. I should have made that, but oh well. All right, so hole 14, again, watch my standard playthrough to understand this hole, but for right now, this idea, I really do want to get it in that top hole to get it on the green, because most of the time it hits the green and falls off, which is great, because that's already one objective done. So, all right, let's see how I do. Okay. Nope, nope, nope. All right. Ooh, that came out very far that way. That doesn't happen very often. All right, I need to get the ball down here. So let's send it. Come on, keep traveling, keep traveling, keep traveling. Ooh. All right, so this will be for 3. I'm gonna bank it off this wart to try to leave it here. So I don't know. I'll think about whether I want to send it on and off, because I might want to just take the exact 4 if I can make it from off, maybe off a rail, and just yeah, not worry about the on and off green. Let me see here. Ooh, not hard enough. All right, so yeah, you know what? I'm gonna sacrifice the on and off green. I'm just gonna try to bank it off the rail and make it in, so that it'll be the only objective I don't complete, which would be a hole-in-one. That'd be great. Yes. All right, so that was 4. Let me just make sure. So the 1, so this, again, in my other playthroughs of standard mode, I explained that this whole contraption is 1 putt. So that was 1, 2 was to here, 3 was out to here, and 4 made it in, and I made it from off the green, off a rail, exactly 4. So the only thing I did not complete was on and off the green. So that's a hole-in-one. Right. All right, hole 15. Let's have some fun. I just try to get it as far as possible. You don't want to be down there for this. I want to get it on and off the green in 2 to get myself placed for 3 and to try to make it in 4 from off the rail and off the green. Hold on, hold on. Oh no, wrong side of the rail. Oh goodness. All right. Got my work cut out for me here. yeah, there's just no way to get to the green. Actually, you know what? All right, let's try this. I'm gonna bank it off this rail and try to send it down here to go up this and just make it down in here. So I'm gonna try to get right here, which would be in 2, which then I can go on and off the green and make it from off the green, off a rail. And that would be good for 0. So let's see if I can do this. All right. Oh, a little far. That would have been great to not hit this. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try this. This is an old strategy I like. I'm gonna hit it up here to where if you did complete this, it lands here the right way. I'm gonna try to knock it up here to try to get it up onto the green, and then maybe work on something from there. But this will be for 3. Didn't have enough to go on and off. What do I want to do? So this will be for 4. If I want the exact 4, I can nail it off a rail, make it in. The only things I don't get are on and off the green and making it from off the green. But if I knock it off the green, I'll accomplish that, but then I'll have a much riskier putt to go off and on, or to go off a rail and in for 5, so I still wouldn't get the exact 4. So I think it's less risky for me to bank it off here, try to make it in, and then I'll take the 4, and I think it'll be a 2. Yeah, I think, again, I know I said I would be risky with this, but so the only objectives I did not get were on and off the green and making it from off the green. So 2, it's not bad. All right, hole 16. Probably within a month, this is going to be a new hole, so I don't know how much this is going to help you, because if you come here in a month, it's going to be a different hole. So, but yeah, so this one, I'm going to just try to get it on the green and off the green in 1, and then deal with it from there. This is a very difficult one, because to get off the green means you either leave it over here, which is very difficult to try to come back around, or you get it on the green and bounce it back here, which then it rolls all the way out to here, and it leaves you difficult situation as well. So I just try to hit it hard, get it onto the green and off somehow, and then I just deal with it. And I try not to make it. I accidentally make this a lot. Ooh, or I hit that rail. Actually, okay, that's not bad. So I'm gonna bank it. I'm gonna try to get on this green and get down here. So that'll be on off green. And then for 3, I'm gonna try to get it to here. And 4, I'm gonna try to bank it off the rail and in. So I'm gonna try for a 0 on this one. Let's see how well I do. All right, stay off that rail. Ooh, that wasn't good. All right, I wanna leave the ball about right here. About right here is really good. That way I can go off that rail and in. So right here, if I can get it, that would be great. But again, this hole is, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go off this. Hopefully it won't hit that rail, but I think I can make this work. Go off the wart. Oh, whoa. Yeah, that didn't work. All right, so I'm gonna bounce it off this rail and try to leave it here, and then exactly 4 will be the one that I don't get. Hopefully the only one. All right, I left that nice. So this will be for 5. I'm gonna try to bank it off the rail, in, from off the green, and I'll still get a 1. No, and it's off. All right. I'm just gonna try to make it at this point. So I'm gonna try to send it down there. Actually, I'm gonna go off this rail. Oh, this is gonna be really difficult. I'm gonna try to leave it down there. Oh, that was really tough. All right, I just have to make it yeah, for 7 in order to keep the team objectives. Well, some of them, not the exact 6, obviously, or 6 and under, but let's try to make it. All right, so 7, so at least I get to keep my objective. So I made it from off the green, and I went on and off the green. So wait, the objectives I did not complete were 6 and under, exactly 4, banking off a rail to make it. And I think that's it. And again, I'll look at I'll do the scoring afterwards, but I think that was a 3 after all that, which would be amazing. I'm trying to think right now. I had no spacing. Yeah, I did that. So, all right, that might have been a 3. I don't know how I saved that, but that's crazy. All right, 17, here we go. Just try to leave it over here. This is one of the easiest to get a 0, so there shouldn't be any excuse. Just send it up and try not to make it. That's the whole idea. Yes, it will not make it. Okay, good. But it might go against the rail. You want to kind of... All right, that's good. So I want to go on and off the green, which is very easy. Okay. God, that's perfectly set up though. No, I want to get a 0. That's my idea. So I'm gonna just kind of put it lightly, get myself even a better setup. All right, here we go. Off the rail and in for 0. Nope, way too hard. Okay, stay off. Yeah, I'm gonna try, let's go for the gold here. I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna try to bank it off this wall and make it from off the ramp. That would be ridiculous, but might as well try it. Nope. All right, so that was for 5. This would be for 6. I'm gonna go off the rail, and the only one that I want to accomplish is making it from off the green and in exactly 4. Perfect. All right. So I think that was a 2. Let's see, the objectives I did not complete were making it from off the green and exactly 4, but I still made it in 6 and under, no out of bounds, no spacing, made it from off the rail, and I went on and off the green. So yeah, I think that worked out. So I think I got a 2 on that, but again, I'll do the rescoring later. 18. You just want to try to get it in the head, the eyes, or one of the eyes. As a team, if for every one of these, like the top 3 that you get, that's 1 off of your final score, which is good. So if someone gets it in the head and then someone gets it in the left eye, it's 2 off. But if someone on your team, if 2 people get it in the same hole, it only counts once. So you have to accomplish all 3 to get at most 3 off on this. So let's see what I can do here. I want that head, so let's do this. Bam! All right. So that's -1 on that. So cool. So that's what the formally named co-op mode, but it is now referred to as objectives mode or objective mode. I'm not sure which one, but let's just go with objectives mode for right now. Objectives mode can be played single player, called solo, or multiplayer, called co-op, where and you can kind of see the idea. This was only played with 1 player, so the first 4 objectives can be completed from anybody on the team, and then those final 3 objectives have to be completed by everybody on the team. Yeah, so I think it's a fun idea, especially a team effort. It's really fun. There are different versions of the co-op mode. Of course, there's more versions. Where there's an ultimate mode and an advanced mode. I'll put those on the screen, but ultimate mode is pretty much like, let's say you have 4 people in a team and 1 person strokes out, meaning they did not get 7, they did not put it in 7, therefore they're out of the game. So as your team progresses, you might lose players along the way. So that's interesting. And then there's an advanced mode, which, it's a slightly different characteristic. But yeah, so maybe come by, try that mode out. I think it's really fun. It's a whole different way of playing this course. It's a very different strategy, as you can see. And next week, or the next video I release and next playthrough, will be co-op mode, meaning there's going to be 2 of us, so me and someone else are going to be playing this. same version, the objectives mode, but with 2 people, where we work together and we try to strategize and say, okay, maybe I'll make it in 4, like I have the opportunity to make it in 4, but I can't bank it off the rails, so why don't you try for that next, and then we can, you know, add those up, and then hopefully we can get a 0 on the hole from doing that. So it's very fun, given it's also a little bit more risky, because if someone on your team goes out of bounds, then everybody doesn't get that point. So, or everyone does get that point, you don't want the points. But anyways, yeah, that's the mode, the objectives mode. I hope I explained it well, and I hope you come and try it. So again, look for that new video coming out very soon of co-op version of this, and I will see you guys then. Thank you very much.